number 34. I'm one of your co-hosts here, Mark, sitting over there. I can't do it right over there. Shoot, there. Well, I'm not doing it right. Is the Trump of Puppets himself, Woody. What is up?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Hey, tonight we're talking about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge news, talking about the new Coco expansion that we're looking at construction work on that, and maybe a little bit of Disneyland Handcrafted, if you've seen that. And then we have a special guest coming on right after the bump. It's the theme park conductor. So let's get to it right now. Okay, without any further ado, let's bring on the conductor of all theme parks, the theme park conductor. Dude, what is?
Uh-oh.
Oh, it sounds live.
And we're getting back. Now we're getting back. Never an EP Lounge tech difficulty.
It's coming in crazy.
How are we doing? All right. Well, let's roll on.
Yeah, let's roll on. So now it sounds okay. Conductor is having a little bit of technical issues, but he'll be on shortly. We were just talking to him.
It's us.
It's us. This is episode 30.
Lounge, and yeah.
And it's weird because we can talk fine before the show starts, but then when the show starts, all heck breaks loose.
Mm-hmm.
But when the conductor comes back on, we're going to talk about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and what his take, Downtown Disney, and this new Coco attraction that we're seeing some construction for. And then also, Udi's got a trip in 2 days, I think. Is that right? 2 days?
Yeah, I'll be traveling on Friday.
So less than 48 hours, you shall be in Anaheim.
Correct. And then I'll be in the park on Saturday.
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at that, and going off of your trip report, I was like, I wonder when they're closing those days. 11.
Oh, on Saturday? Yeah. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Both days, Saturday and Sunday.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Yeah. Going to maximize that.
Yes. We'll see about that third date.
Well, yeah, that we got to make happen.
We will make that happen. Okay, so conductor's not on yet.
Yeah.
But
where do we want to go then? He'll hop back in when he can. I feel like.
Yeah, let's just talk about your trip real quick. Tell me, I don't know, 3 or 4 things you're looking forward to seeing.
Well, I had the discussion with Tyler yesterday, and I was like, well, okay, well, what do you want to do? And obviously, his 2 were Haunted Mansion.
Yep, that's open now.
And then Radiator Springs. So
okay.
So those are the 2. The funny part is the going joke inside the family. Inside joke in the family is Guardians, and he's like, I am not doing that, because now we're joking with him. Now we're giving him a hard time about he needs to be on Guardians. But anyway, that is going to be my attempt to get him on it.
Okay.
To get him on it. I believe, what was it? Was it Ariel? Remember? Was it Ariel that was really not wanting to go on it?
Yeah.
And
the same.
Yeah.
The same thing with my sister. She was definitely afraid of going on it.
Mm-hmm.
We went on it, and she goes, I have to go on it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it, every time that thing is, I think people get way too afraid of it. And once they realize there's nothing to be afraid of, it's just a good,
just fun.
It's just fun.
Yeah. So, Really, I want to see, Magnolia Park, the new queue for Haunted. Obviously, that I'm kind of bummed that Rise is going to be gone
Yeah.
and Oga's isn't. But in the grander scheme, I'm fine with it because that is going to feed into the topic that we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where it's like you take that momentary like annoyance and be like, oh man, for
Yeah.
understanding the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So outside of that, I have the same thing. Haunted is going to be one of the things that I'm going to really enjoy. Pirates, one of the things is like it's going to be it's going to be how do I put it? It's going to be an experience where since I haven't been in so long, and again, like we talked about on the podcast, I don't know if you guys listen to the podcast. It brought up the fact that who you're going with is a lot of many times an important facet of the park. And so I'm looking forward to just having the interaction with people I haven't been in the park before, but important people to me. So it's going to be, I guess I'm just looking forward to having the discussions that I know are going to come up. And then also having the hey, because we know somebody's going with us who's never been, so it's going to be there's this and there's that, and having that type of ability to convey what the park is. And I literally, and part of it too is I was literally having a conversation this morning with a coworker about Disney and Disneyland because I'm like, yeah, I'm going. He's like, oh, okay. And, he knows that I do the podcast and the show. And he goes, Disney never really stuck with me because he told me, he's like, I haven't been there since I was like 12.
Okay.
It's been like 10, 15 years for him. And then we kind of had a little small discussion about why. He's like, it wasn't really my thing. And I said, well, let me challenge you with why maybe it wasn't your thing, right? And I kind of said, here, let me give you an example. And then I talked to him about pirates. And I said, it's not a knock on people, but sometimes people don't understand the layers that are in that park. You don't get it. And if you don't have somebody there kind of like, hey, you see this over here? You see how this makes you feel like that? You see how this is making you do this?
Yeah.
Which is honestly addressed in Handcrafted, by the way. Very well done. That's brought up, and I was like, haha. And I kind of explained to him, I said, do you realize when you rode Pirates, you remember Pirates? And he's like, yeah, I remember. I'm like, okay, and how does it start? Remember? Slow, quiet, dark, slow banjo playing in the background.
Yeah.
Very relaxing. He's like, yeah. And then you're slowly, if you don't realize, and you start hearing the Jolly Roger talking. He's like, yeah. And he goes, and you're getting to that point and getting to that point. And I started explaining to him, and then what happens? You drop.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, uh-huh. And he goes, and you kind of settle down. You're like, oh, okay. And you kind of catch yourself. And then what happens? You drop again. And I was explaining to him, I said, you realize they just physically took you into a dream. And I started explaining to him, like, even the first rooms, and I was telling him about it. I go, so a lot of people miss all that kind of stuff. And it's good when people like us can be there and be kind of like, hey, you might be feeling something and you don't understand why you feel it, or you may be missing parts of it that make this even better if you kind of like, oh, I see that now.
Yeah.
And you can connect at a different level.
Yeah, absolutely. Conductor, I think, is on. Let's see if we can bring him on. Hopefully it works. Mr.
You guys
Conductor.
hear me now?
Yes.
Yay!
Oh, perfect. I hate technology sometimes. I really do.
No, you can blame it on us. You can 100% blame it on us.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. I'll blame it on technology. I like you guys too much.
Thank you. Well, hey, we want to welcome to the show. You can't see my hand. Welcome to the show. It is the conductor, the best conductor of all theme parks there is. It is the theme park conductor. Dude, welcome, conductor.
Absolutely great to be back. Oh my gosh, it's been way too long. I've been fighting this sickness that's going around. It's horrible. I've been sick since the 13th, and my gosh, it's like an uphill battle. I thought I thought trying to get a reservation at Disneyland was an uphill battle. This was a whole nother level of a battle, but it's great to be back on.
Oh yeah, we're so glad you're back, but most importantly, we're glad you're healthier, and we need a healthy conductor, so that's good.
Absolutely.
So tonight we're talking about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge news. Also going to talk about the new photos for Coco construction, maybe a little bit of Disneyland Handcrafted, and also what we're talking about right now was Udi's going to go to the park this Saturday and Sunday for the first time in 4 years, 5 years?
4.
Dang.
Yeah.
So
and then Mark, to piggyback though, then Mark and I are planning for one, May?
Yes, in May. So what we're going to try to do, conductor, is to convince Udi to get a Explorer Magic Key.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
But so, conductor, it's been 4 years since he's been to the park, and he's looking, well, as Udi said, he's looking forward to Pirates and being with the people there. But there's a lot of stuff he hasn't seen in 4 years, and he wants, so I'm not, so what are some new things, Udi, you're looking for?
Well, like I said, is having the new queue to on it, because I love that attraction, the Magnolia Park, all that stuff right there. And honestly, looking at TBA, the exterior, now riding it,
yeah,
not really. I mean, those are the big ones for me, really. Sure. I'm curious when we go into DCA, I want to go hit Avengers Campus area and start. I want to lay eyes on the construction.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's the one that I want to look at, because I well, you know what I do for a living. Like, I'm in construction, so that's the thing that piques my interest a lot.
Sure.
I want to go see that, because you can only talk so much and see so many pictures and videos until you get like a grander scope, until you see it in front of your face. So I feel like, it'll be beneficial going forward when we have these discussions and be like, hey, I put eyes on, and sure. I can kind of speak a little bit more than just kind of hypothesizing through pictures and videos. So
okay,
I'm looking forward to. Like I mentioned also that I'm bummed that Rise is going to be down, and Olga's is going to be offline. Yeah. But the what I told Mark was that I understand why. Rise is Rise. It's going to go down. It's kind of I feel worse for the people who haven't ridden it and aren't going to be able to ride it. But Olga's, I get. Like Olga's, yeah. I'm happy because we know what's going on in there.
Yeah,
and this is going to be part of the topic. So sorry, I didn't see that comment. Sorry.
I'll get to that in a second, because okay. I think conductor had a comment about seeing something at DCA.
So regards to DCA, Udi, are you okay with heights? Okay.
I have friends that I get yelled at for when I'm taking pictures of me hanging off of 3, 4, 5 stories of ladder. So yeah, I'm fine with heights.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was laughing.
Oh, no worries. The only reason I bring it up, Udi, is when you're in Avengers Campus, obviously you can see a lot of construction on the ground when you're in Avengers Campus. But the best recommendation I can personally give you for being a construction guy is get on the Pixar Pal Around. Big giant Mickey Ferris wheel.
Good idea.
The non-swinging one.
Oh man!
So it's table.
I get it, but that's the fun one.
Okay, well, dealer's choice on that one. I hate the swinging one.
I hate it too, conductor.
Oh, I love
it. I froze. But so basically, I would get on that and then look at the construction that way, and you can really see a lot from the Pixar Pal Around. I'll tell you that. So that's the best way to see it. But I will tell you this, that the construction is ongoing. It's crazy. They're doing a lot of pre-work for the Encanto attraction.
Encanto, you mean Coco?
Coco. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I get Animal Kingdom mixed up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. No, I get it.
So the Coco construction, you'll see a lot of construction happening behind Emotional Whirlwind, and even if you walk Harbor Boulevard, Disney Way, and all that, you'll be able to see a lot of construction. And then when it comes to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, okay, so I found out some things. Obviously, Oga's Cantina is the reason why it's going under or it's behind construction wall. Retheme. Yeah. So it's definitely getting the retheme. Rise is going through maintenance. They were David from Fresh Baked pointed it out and said he showed that they were doing extensive work to the outdoor queue, and possibly they're going to be fixing. I guess they're having issues with the gantry lift,
Oh,
that elevator system inside the attraction, so they're going to fix that. Because a lot of people were wondering, well, if they're just doing stuff like that, why did they throw up construction walls? Well, it had to do part to the outdoor queue. They're kind of reworking it. But I do think eventually, not now, but way down the road, I do think Rise of the Resistance will go down for a year.
oh.
This is my prediction. It will go down for a year at some point, and we will see new elements added to that attraction. I think.
I sure hope so.
Well, I mean, yeah, this can dovetail straight on in because I completely.
Well, hold on. Yeah. I had a couple comments about your trip first.
Okay. Fire away.
Because, but I do want to go. We will talk about Rise in a second. But a couple of things I want you to pay attention to. You don't need me telling you this, but I'm going to tell you this anyways, Udi. Just because it's me. Is that I want you to take a look at Madame Leota's gift shop from all angles, and tell me what you think about that.
Okay. 100%.
I want you to look at Tiana's Bayou Adventure at night and during the day, and let me know what your thoughts are on that.
Comparables. Okay.
Yes. Nice. I want you to take a look at the Adventureland Treehouse. I want you to go in it because you haven't been in that yet. And and at night as well. I want you to check that out. And then also on the DCA side, you haven't seen any San Francisco, so I want your thoughts on.
I want to go at night.
Yes, I want your take on how you think San Francisco looks. Does it add to the theming? Does it take it away from the theming?
Yeah.
And then again, as you were mentioning, Adventures Campus Corridor. All this stuff. I mean, you already know all this stuff, but. And then walk down Hollywood Boulevard and tell me what you think. Buena Vista or whatever. And tell me
I know your meaning. Yeah.
Yeah, and tell me what you think about Avatar going in there.
Oh, I already know, but yeah.
Okay.
No, I have a feeling we'll probably reaffirm all my prior statements, but I don't perceive or I don't assume I don't think I'm going to be wrong about my statements on that already.
Okay.
I know that space fairly well. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you got it. Absolutely.
And then before you came on, Conductor and I were talking about downtown Disney, and there's tons of construction going on there.
We'll be there Friday night.
Oh yeah, so you should walk down to the other end where Din Tai Fung is.
We're going to go all the way down. We're going to probably go to Trader Sam's that night.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then and then Conductor was talking about the Gordon Ramsay. Is it Carnaby?
The Carnaby.
Yeah, but I didn't know this about you, Conductors. You're a giant Gordon Ramsay fan.
I am. I followed Gordon Ramsay all my life.
Okay.
I grew up with Gordon Ramsay, watching Hell's Kitchen Nightmares, and then just the mere fact that the guy, he's just all over the place. He has dozens and dozens of restaurants all over the world. He has time to do television. He has time to spend quality time with his family. His kids are starting to get into the culinary aspect.
His daughter.
His daughter. And actually, I think it's the same daughter or another daughter just got married. So he has a lot going on, and he's not stopping.
That's awesome.
But one of the things I'm hoping this Carnaby place has is his classic fish and chips. So if it does,
Mm.
I will be first in line for that because I love fish and chips.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, dude, I'm stoked for you that that you might get a chance to get a picture of them and see them. And that's really exciting. So
Oh, by far.
yeah.
I just want to address something. Um, I'm having issues with my webcam, but that's why you can't see me. But I just want to clarify that for Kiki and
Okay.
Luca.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
He's going incognito.
Yes, he doesn't
pretty
want.
much.
Yes, he's from an undisclosed location.
Hey, I say that out of a sense of solidarity, we all turn our cams off and just go.
And that'd be funny.
Oh.
Bunch of icons talking. Oh my lord.
All right, so let's go into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge news.
Yeah.
While I was there, the news dropped that timeline shift has occurred or will be occurring April 28th or 29th, around that time frame.
Yep.
So, conductor, tell me your thoughts about this. Oh, there he is.
There we go. Yeah, see, there we go. See, we talk bad about it, and now it wants to work.
It's
Got
the
it.
power. It's the power of the Force, conductor.
Power of the Force. I love it. Yeah. So like I was saying, Kiki and Luca's funny. I love him.
Oh man.
No, but it
Okay.
there
Okay.
we go. I'm in Area 51.
I like that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
No, but it's something that I've talked about on Orange Grove 55's channel, good friend of all of ours, and also my channel just recently on the live stream, is that I kind of feel that Galaxy's Edge, as amazing as it is, but could have been and wasn't, and elements like the restaurant, like the third attraction, and then early concept art.
Mhm.
This is the one exception I tell everybody. This is the one exception where I am married to the concept art. Because when you looked at early concept art for the land, it showed a lot of kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Like you had roaming characters, you had that constant interaction with the characters.
Mhm.
It felt like you were completely immersed in the Star Wars story. And now it kind of feels like it feels like I'm going to take a quote out of Orange Grove 55's playbook. It almost looks like the desert or Baghdad almost. It's like there's really nothing going on. You're in this foreign city, and on top of that, it doesn't feel like the character interaction is as good as it can be, because
Right.
it's almost like it's scheduled. And we all know, watching all the Star Wars movies, that the roaming characters and the constant hustle and bustle of the Star Wars story is what it is. And now it's kind of just back and forth. Now they've gotten better, but I kind of feel like spending $1 billion on this land for the latest movies from Lucasfilm, I don't think that was the greatest way to go. I think they should have went the old school with maybe not Tatooine or anything, but possibly,
Andor.
or Endor, exactly. But you can't tell me that I wouldn't want to see roaming droids, or see C3PO walking the land, or from Endor, I call them the little teddy bears walking around, or
Sure. The Ewok.
or yeah, Ewoks, or seeing stuff like that. It kind of I kind of feel that Disney is trying to make up for a gigantic loss. But let me ask you guys something. Do you think it's an absolute coincidence that the timing of the announcement for Galaxy's Edge is the same time Lucasfilm is going through a massive, massive transformation?
Udi, I'll let you handle this one.
I have thoughts.
Oh, that's okay.
So no, okay. So here, I mean, conductor, you're spot on all the way through.
Absolutely.
I think one of the things that that really, well, there are a couple of things that hindered Galaxy's Edge from the jump. Obviously, was the cutbacks by our friend Chapek. That meddling and getting the hands and all there really cut back a bunch of that stuff. The other thing that really kind of kneecapped it from the get was the concept of, and Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, you guys, you listen to my podcast, and anytime that woman's name comes up, I get a little, my ire gets up a little bit, because I can see how, like a few other people high up have forsaken the customer and the company for the sake of their own legacy or whatever you have. And I think she's a prime example of that. So there was zero, in my mind, zero coincidence in the fact that the second they were showing her the door, they went snap. So and this is where I get more frustrated, because that tells me that they've known for a while that they've needed to do this.
Yeah.
And then the only roadblock in the whole thing was her. And I get frustrated at that point. It's like, how, lady, the past and executive producer, you did a bunch of great stuff. You can't take away that resume from her. You got to give her props. But once you see, I'm trying to come up with a good analogy, but basically what it was is that she was in a group of people, in a collective of just incredibly creative people. And she played her role in that. The second most of that dispersed and she was left in that role alone, the reality of what she had came up. And so she's done everything, in my opinion, to make everything about her and what she wanted. And she did everything to negate the fandom that was already there. She as much said it multiple times that, oh yeah, that Star Wars was not for you. Who in their right mind is sitting there going, oh yeah, hey audience, you over there, we don't want you.
Yeah.
And you audience over there, we don't want you either. That little group way back in the corner over there, we're doing this all for you. So the failure was complete. I'll put it to you that way, right?
Yeah.
Failure is now complete.
So the resume she got from writing the tales of everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she had her. There's a huge level of that. Yes, I think, but she did have. She wasn't all horrible, but she knew how to play the game. So I mean, I guess you give her props for that. But yes, a lot of her resume is built with, again, in that collective, in being a part of a machine. And the second the machine, she was the main catalyst of the machine. She didn't have what it took. But going back to what you said about Rise, and when you were talking, I'm like, oh, dude. Mark knows this already, and anybody who's been listening to our podcast for a while knows already what I've been talking about for Rise Resistance for how long, Mark? No, probably since it opened.
That's 6 years ago now.
When Rise opened. Well, yeah, when Rise opened.
January 16th or 17th, 2020. Yeah.
That if they want to make that even better,
Sure.
if they want to improve everything, you switch everything to original trilogy. Everything. And so the one thing that is making me, so when you were giving your opinion there, I was like, dude, 100%. And I think one of the biggest tells, it may feel like a small one.
Yeah.
But I think as big is the fact that where have they stuck Kylo Ren?
Stuck him in timeout.
You hate Kylo Ren, go sit in the corner. He's gonna scream, no one puts Kylo in the like no.
Yeah, he's going to a launch bay. I didn't think launch bay was even open.
We all did. Collectively, we all did. And you know what sucks is, like, I like Adam Driver. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I don't mind his character, honestly.
Yeah, but the thing is like, that is a huge tell. I don't know, with this coming on, Kathleen Kennedy's out. The rumors of that the writing team had been getting gutted and removed, and that was going on about 2 months ago, probably now.
Sure.
Those were popping around, and the story group being removed and changed, and then you have the announcement for that, and then the way that they're just pushing, the echelon's going to be done. They're getting rid of any remnant of that. They basically, we're going to section off now. We all know that's not going to last very long. We all know that's not going to last very long. So
Okay.
So yes, 100%. And I don't know if it'll be that far in the future. I really hope not. I really hope not, that they realize, hey, because I don't know if it'll take a year though. I will be honest with you. I don't know if it'll take a year, because what will you have to do? Change out the TIE fighters are going to take a little bit of time.
Sure.
Obviously, costuming the stormtroopers. I don't think it'll be that long, but it'll take time. Costuming all the CMs and changing their scripts and getting that done, all good. Then you have what? The animatronic. You just redress the animatronic to Darth. You change the computer graphics, the projection from Kylo and what's his McNuggets, and you just change it to, I said Darth Vader and Grand Moff Tarkin, and there we go. Then you change out what's his name for
Finn for Solo.
Finn, thank you, Finn for Han.
Yeah.
You get rid out of Rey in the beginning. You put
Luke.
You put Leia in there.
Leia or Luke, yeah.
3PO. You know what I'd love in that opening queue? 3PO and R2.
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of like what they have in Star Wars. Put that in the front. Bingo.
Well, let's catch up with some of this. Okay, go.
No. I was gonna say, I love all that, and honestly, I do agree with you with all those changes and the script writing, the costume redesign, animatronic reskin. If they were gonna do it, it is gonna take more than a year. Now, what I think they should do in the meantime before they do that, because that's gonna be a massive, massive downfall for Galaxy's Edge for a while, because they have to go in there and change stuff. I think since they have the infrastructure ready, they built it before the land was officially open, but it didn't turn out to be anything. But it was originally concept for the restaurant we had on the Galactic Star Cruiser. I think they need to build that since the infrastructure is already there. Build it, open it, so at least you have another experience to enjoy. Then on top of that, I think they need to revisit bringing a lot more roaming characters, and kind of overbuild it up a little bit, and maybe there's like one or two buildings in Galaxy's Edge towards Kylo Ren's ship and Droid Depot and all that they could actually maybe turn that into another experience or another shop or something. And then once they do all that, then I would say close Rise, because I agree with you, Udi. It's probably going to be minimum a year, if not a year and a half, to do all that. I think they're going to do it in phases. I don't think they're all going to do it at once. But it's interesting, because the way I look at it for Lucasfilm is Kathleen Kennedy. It's her and the writer she had, but the biggest downfall I saw of her career running Lucasfilm was after The Last Jedi, sitting there going on social media as the CEO or president of Lucasfilm and fighting with fans over social media. That right there was the career killer for her. If she didn't do that, I think her reputation, I think her legacy might have not been much greater, but it would have been better than what it sits today because of that issue. I personally think.
No, and you're not wrong, because the other thing that it did is it kind of set the tone for other people begin to do it as well. I mean, there were some comments made from actors in certain series that infuriated me to a level that I was like, I can't listen to you.
Yeah.
And I will tell you exactly what it was in this one. Like it, dude. I went to red right away. It was Amanda Stenberger, the one from Acolyte, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
she made some comment about how it's nice to be working on Star Wars so we can have a safe place for black, queer people, whatever. And I kind of went like this, and I stopped, and it made me mad. I'm all, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's already there. It's already there. I mean, let me go back to it real quick, and I don't want to go into it because Mark knows I will go on and on about this, but
Not tonight.
no, not tonight. That's what to talk about. But remember, Princess Leia, our princess, man. Like, it wasn't like, oh, we don't want a woman. Are you kidding me? She's
Yeah.
one of our heroes.
Yeah.
To me, as a kid growing up, one of my heroes, a woman. It was never about that Lando Calrissian. Who didn't love Lando? And you can talk about, well, people who aren't normal. I'm
I
like,
love
dude,
Lando.
we live with aliens and Chewbacca and all this stuff, and it was all there for anybody that had any. You can lean so many ways. I mean, this is why Star Wars is so amazing, because we all have our points that we tie in tight with, and then we can have those arguments and discussion about this and that and this. But it all, from how many different people have you guys talked to about Star Wars? I've talked to all kinds of people. You say, hey, Star Wars, randomly on job site. Somebody got, hey, boom, we see a Star Wars thing. Boom, you connect right away. And so that's why when I heard that, I was just like, you don't understand what you're doing. And it made me mad because I felt like it was directly from her.
Yeah. It probably was. And let me ask you this. Going back to the Star Wars changes and Lucasfilm and all that. Because obviously we all know, we've all heard it, that next month the new CEO will be announced for the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
And there are polls out there on social media stating that at least 75%, if not 80%, the next CEO is going to be Josh tomorrow. Now, if that's the case, do you think that maybe Bob Iger and the board told Josh, hey, we're going to stand back, kind of let you take the reins temporarily, see what you could do? And do you think the changes with Galaxy's Edge is part of the decision making from the new CEO, and not necessarily Bob Iger and the board, but also because all the changes with Lucasfilm, it also happened? But I kind of feel if the new CEO wasn't announced until maybe this summer or this upcoming fall, I honestly don't think the changes we're seeing at Galaxy's Edge would be possible, at least right now, if Bob Iger and the board were still kind of, in control. Because Bob Iger, we can all agree, is on his way out. That's just the honest truth. I personally think this is the beginning decision making of the new CEO, making moves.
That is an interesting question, because there's a huge
Yeah.
part that goes, no, like there's no way that Bob Iger will walk away from this, because we saw what he did with Chapek,
Sure,
and he kneecapped that guy at every turn.
he did.
And I have a difficult time thinking that he's going to do anything different with this guy. And this is where my concern comes in. We don't know if it is Josh tomorrow, and I hope it is. Out of him and Dana Walden, which were the two top rumored ones forever, I 100% hope it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he can let go of that. And the other part of me is like, well, then is Josh going to be, if it is him, going to be have a strong enough backbone to be like, no, dude, this is why Chapek and Iger didn't get along, because Chapek did have the backbone to go like, yeah, I got you, dude. Like, I can do this job. I don't need you showing me stuff. I got it. Like, if I, basically like, hey, if I need something, I'll ask you. And Iger didn't like that. I mean, the real world is where it is. I mean, I live in that kind of world. Like, if there's I'll tell all guys, okay, I got it. If I need you, I'll help you. And then, like, yeah, leave me alone now. Like, let me go to work. So that's where I'm kind of at that point where I don't know if Iger will allow that to happen. So
I think it's very plausible, though.
It's one of those, it's plausible in my mind, but not probable. I still feel like I think with Kathleen Kennedy being retired, I think it was one of the things like, hey, you cannot fight the swell that's been pushing up against them for a long time about Star Wars. You can also have to be realistic about the failures of it financially. You cannot spend that much money. I mean, how many failures? I mean, the movies started dwindling. Other than The Mandalorian, financially nothing. I mean, none of them. I mean, even Andor, which I love, that wasn't, a barn burner for money. Then you have the failure, and then you have over in Florida, you have the failure, 18 months, and that whole big concept and blah, 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 blah for hotel, boom, to the ground, raised to the ground. So this is what I keep on saying. So there becomes a point, and there's a tipping point, right? There's a point where I don't care who you are and what your ideology is, other people are going to step in and be like, enough. How much? Here, do you want me to go grab that wad of $100 bills and just start lighting them on fire in front of you? Like, there's only so much of that you can do before somebody just goes, no. And I think this is where it is. Like, you finally hit that point. They're leaving, and there's people in that room finally who are like, you're leaving, and I'm just going to now speak up, because you cannot run a company like they've been doing it. You just can't without it,
No, so. You can't, and that's part of the problem. And I've said this when I was on your last LTP Lounge live stream. I happened to mention, I said, I think, and again, I'm not saying Kathleen Kennedy was not at fault, but I think with the whole Chapek error and then that New York Times article, I think we all learned that Bob Iger, and I'm glad the New York Times article exposed it, but I think Bob Iger had a hand in some of the decision making over Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm that basically turned into another Chapek situation where he was making decisions, not letting Kathleen Kennedy, to a point, make certain decisions. And then when basically stuff hit the fan, Kathleen Kennedy was there to blame. And again, I'm not saying Kathleen Kennedy wasn't innocent and all that. She had her own issues. But then it also goes back to Bob Iger as well, being the CEO and being chairman of the board. And I've said this repeatedly recently. I said, the problem I have is with any company, you should not be allowed to be the CEO and the chairman of the board. It's either one or
the other.
You can't have that, because then you have controversy. And basically, if that's the case, then the board can't even really vote, because it's really the CEO making the decision. The board is just there just to be there. They can't really even make a decision because the CEO is making all the decisions. So that's the first problem I have.
Yeah.
The second problem is, we saw this with Chapek, where Bob Iger said he left, but he never really left. He was still chairman of the board. He was making
in the same office. He didn't even leave the office, man.
Yeah, he didn't leave the office. He was making decisions, and again, when stuff hit the fan, Chapek was to blame. But also, Chapek had his faults as well. he really destroyed Imagineering. He did. I think we can all agree to that, to a point where
Oh,
we
yeah,
saw
he was in there,
we,
yeah.
yeah, we saw a lot of Imagineers, a lot of great Imagineers that have been with the company for decades leave because of what Chapek was doing. He was trying to move WDI to Orlando, take them out of Burbank. That was a whole controversy. And then
Yeah,
even when Iger came back and Chapek got fired, one of the things that I have an issue with too is Iger decided, oh, let's get in the political argument with the governor of Florida. It's like, no, you guys need to focus on the parks and experiences,
Yeah.
the magical aspect of what Disney is made from, and focus on the studio. You have no business in there arguing politics with a state governor over something that has nothing to do with you. It's like, get out of that. And that's something that bugs me as well.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I'm really hoping with the next CEO, which is probably, again, it's probably going to be tomorrow. I really honestly want to see that Iger, after a year of consulting, he goes away, he steps away, and there are massive changes where the new CEO can make changes. The board could still vote on projects because that's what they're there for, but they have less influence on park experiences, because I think I also think the board has also had too much influence and power since Iger has been CEO, and I think that needs to stop, because there's been a lot of great ideas from Walt Disney Imagineers that have been turned away because of financial
Sure.
reasons.
Yep.
I get it. You don't want to bankrupt yourself, but you can't sit there and have wonderful ideas for lands and experiences and attractions and shows and even restaurants, and every time you go to the board, it gets denied. It's almost like, well, then why am I an Imagineer if every time we come up with something amazing, you guys are going to deny it?
Right.
Or they go
Absolutely.
back, they go back and forth, and let's say the land gets approved, and then all of a sudden the board says, oh, well, out of these 10 things, we have to cut 5 of them because of it's like, again, the creativity is getting shot before they even put a shovel into the ground. That's why I kind of feel that Galaxy's Edge got shortcut, because, again, we shouldn't have had more roaming characters. We shouldn't have had that restaurant that the Galactic Star Cruiser had. We should have had the third attraction, which was the Bantha ride that got
Yeah.
annexed.
I
And
know.
according to the New York Times article, again, I'm going to reference that a lot.
Yeah.
Imagineering came up with a wonderful concept, from what I heard, to finally address the deteriorating Tomorrowland, and that got shot down again. So it's like, I honestly think that Iger, once Iger leaves, that's going to be a huge positive. And I think, honestly, the board and their influence needs to be addressed, because they have way too much power and decision making for projects.
Is Iger still going to be on the board though?
No,
I don't know.
I'm unsure about.
I'd have to look at that.
Unsure about.
Okay.
I think what might happen, maybe, and this is hypothetical, I think, as he's advising the new CEO for a year, there is a slim possibility that he will be on the board until he leaves officially. But I honestly think that even if he is chairman of the board still, I think his influence and the board's influence needs to be toned down dramatically.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It needs to happen, because Spoke about this a lot, and I give him credit for it. The studio side of the Walt Disney Company is massively, massively hurting. So that needs to be addressed. But also projects at the theme parks need to be addressed, especially the domestic parks. And what I find very concerning to me is I don't know if you guys saw this on social media, but we had Bob Iger in freaking Abu Dhabi on the beach there where supposedly the new park's going. Where was Josh Tomorrow in any of those pictures?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Bob Iger was just taking like a photo op.
Thinking he's Walt Disney, right?
He ain't no Walt Disney. He ain't no the only one I would say with his brilliant mind and just the way he thinks, I personally think the closest thing we have to a Walt Disney, even though again no one can ever replace him, is Bricky, because his decision, his thought process, at least to me, is just something that I kind of did a comparison to the new documentary that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
I kind of consider him at that stage, but
okay.
To be honest, Iger's no freaking Walt Disney.
Iger's not.
I honestly think his 2019 exit left a great legacy, but when he came back, he ruined his legacy.
I would do that anyway, but that's me.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let me just say this. I think when it comes to Iger, I don't necessarily agree with you that he was handcuffing Kathleen Kennedy. I honestly think that they were simpatico. They were on par with each other, because the one thing that Iger did, and this was Chapek's great sin, is that Chapek wasn't a yes man. The people around him, including the board, yes men.
Yes, the board is stacked with the Igers. Nothing with a bunch of Iger yes men. Yeah.
Yes, there you go. Exactly. Thank you. That was a problem. So this is where I get worried. This is why I as much as I think, hey, I think Josh Tomorrow is going to be the guy for the job, and in my big blue sky vision was somebody completely outside of the company.
Yeah.
But we know it's not going to happen. So that's my concern, because Iger thought he had that in Chapek, and Chapek said, nope, I'm not that guy. And we saw what happened. I think this time is different, because I think Iger probably has kind of I think it's like, dude, why haven't you retired, bro? Like, how old are you? Just go.
Hold on. Let's get this in his comments real quick before we shift gears to Handcrafted. The problem with Iger is that he has friends on the board. That is absolutely right. Hello, Gelato. Hey, George. Good to see you. I'm glad you're joining us. I think the biggest hit for WDI was the almost like Nona move. Yeah. I agree with that.
That messed a lot of people up, 100%.
Yeah, that would have messed me up if I was working there.
Yeah.
I think Bob got forced into getting into that argument by the employees. I think, in regards to the Florida stuff.
No, and even if that's true, how weak are you for that?
Yeah.
You're
true.
And if you're getting bullied, I mean, I've been in positions of leadership, and I don't allow myself to get bullied. Like I allow myself to be convinced and talked to, but no, like, but if I feel like I'm sure of it, I'm not going to get pushed into it.
No.
Yeah.
Which makes it even worse, to be fair.
Yeah. And I love Seth's comment that the board, the problem is too, and I agree with them 100%. Like you guys said, the board's stacked with a bunch of yes men, and that needs to stop. That's what I'm talking about when I say that the board needs restructuring.
Yeah.
You can't have yes men like that.
100%.
You can't.
No.
There's no way.
The
go ahead.
board,
Sorry.
yeah, the board is there like anything, and this is the thing that they've been slowly pushing out of Disney for a while now, is that they don't want any friction. They didn't want like, oh no, like, hey, don't say a mean word or whatever, whatever the environment and the culture they're trying to build. But when you do that, you get mush because there's nothing hardened against each other. You cannot build foundations on mush, and that's a problem. Is that too many yes men, all that kind of stuff, and you can't have it. You need the board to go in there and be adversarial. It should be the board versus like the CEO all the time, not just everybody walking in like, hey, what are we drinking coffee? What are we having for lunch? What are we catering? Sitting down hot, talking shop, and then okay, everyone agree. Oh yeah, sure. Oh, we're supposed to vote on this now. Click. Okay, you know what I mean? How many, I haven't heard of any, even an inkling, and true, it could be that it's locked down, but of any kind of dissent or argument or people on the board going, hey, I don't know if I like this. At all. Not even like a whisper of it.
Right.
So, but that's what boards are there for. So yeah. that whole thing, the whole hierarchy of the company needs to be gutted, and we've been saying that for quite some time.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%. Hey, let's talk about something positive.
Let's do it.
First off, no, don't be in a bad mood. You're going to Disneyland in 2 days. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two is, I think after all this thrash is done with the CEO and stuff, I think we're going to get a much better Galaxy's Edge, and I'm looking forward to experiencing that with you guys. So we're going to look forward to that. And now let's talk about Disneyland Handcrafted,
Sure.
the hour-and-a-half special that came out on Disney Plus on January 23rd. Your thoughts?
Can I just say this?
Okay.
Go for it.
When you look at the inception of that park and Walt,
Okay.
when you look at what we're just talking about right now, do you see the polar opposites of where we are? The only way to accomplish great feats like Disneyland at any level is having people work in collaboration, but also having a steadfast hand in an imagination and a direction. The problems that we've been having in the company have been that. It's been this, I always say this, if you don't have morals, you get pushed and bent at any direction at the whims of whoever. And I feel like that's what's been going on. There's been no clear, solid vision other than Bob saying, hey, I just want to make this a massive conglomerate and buy everything. What kind of a thing for the future is that? Like, it doesn't work. And so when I watched that, it made me emotional because I was like, oh, well, like, man, if we had you now.
Oh, yeah.
Man, if we had you now, how different everything would be. And we all know it. Anybody who knows Walt, has read about Walt, studied Walt, is a fan of Walt, of the park and the inception from the beginning. We all know that if he was around right now, he'd be like, what in the ever-loving F are you guys doing with my park? And with my company?
Yeah.
A lot of the things that they do now is straight opposition to his philosophy.
It is.
Very quick question, short answer. What do you think they can do to change Galaxy's Edge to make it better without removing anything?
Rethink. They're starting on it. They're doing it right now.
No, without removing anything.
Oh, without removing it, nothing.
Oh.
No, legit. You can because, okay, and let me make my case real quick. They
Sure.
could add a restaurant, but if they're still in that timeline with the characters that we don't like, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's a cool restaurant. I like the restaurant. But who are these characters I don't really like? Oh, okay. Moving on.
Yeah. Well, as conductor said, we didn't get any roaming characters. I would love to see some roaming random characters in the marketplace buying stuff with galactic credits and whatnot.
But that is like sprinkling candy on crap, dude. It doesn't matter. Like, oh yeah, looks cool, but the base is still the same. That's my point. So no, they can't. They cannot improve it like a solid improvement without taking anything away.
Okay.
They cannot do it. They have to. They have to.
Conductor's not answered yet.
Okay, so personally, I'm just saying, and I agree with Udi. Putting lipstick on a pig is not. It's not a great option.
No.
But if they went the route of not removing anything, I think it would help, but not fix, but help the land. Again, if we had the restaurant, if we had a lot more roaming characters, if we had, and we had the original trilogy characters from the beginning,
Different story.
when the Galaxy's Edge opened, and we have more like one of the theories I had, and again, this land, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't even fit in the timeline of Star Wars. So if you want to go way off base, hell, you already have Kylo Ren. There's a YouTube video out there that you can look up, and it's phenomenal. It was made, I forgot the creator's name, but it wasn't made by Disney by any means, or Lucasfilm, but it was made by a content creator, but it looked movie quality. And it was a video where Kylo Ren and his stormtroopers, they land in this kind of forest area where it's all snowy and all that, and Kylo's walking around. They're looking for somebody, and all of a sudden he gets a sense that someone's behind him. He turns around, and it's Darth Vader, and then they start going at it. And again, I know it doesn't fit the Star Wars timeline, but since Galaxy's Edge is already in a random era of the timeline, it doesn't even make sense to begin with. Why not just go more off base and have Darth Vader versus Kylo Ren lightsaber duel? Why not?
Well,
You can do that. Hell,
well,
it doesn't already make sense to begin with, so you
Right.
might add more to it.
Well, let me push back a little on that. They're opening up the timeline, but they're not going that big. So they're going more before Yavin and after Yavin.
Sure.
So they're not going like, they're basically, oddly enough, they're moving. What they should have done is they're moving it from this timeline, going over a little bit and going like this, but coming back.
Yeah.
So this is the good part of Star Wars. Going this way, that way is the garbage. So they're pulling away from the garbage side, have a little bit left. That's why I said eventually, one of our listeners sent me a map that kind of had like a little, like, this is where this is going to be. That's where this is going to be.
Yeah.
Like, this is where OT is going to be. Da, da, da. And I said, and then I just responded back with, pretty soon it'll be all OT.
Oh, okay.
Because it is. I like I said, this is the beginning of it. I feel it, and I will say one other thing.
Sure.
Go support it.
Yeah.
Go support this stuff. This is the stuff we've been asking for years. Now that we're beginning to get it, don't get black-pilled. Don't get all angry. Like, oh, now, now go.
Yeah.
Now go.
Hello, Gelato. George says Galaxy's Edge is a boiling pot of water with no meat and potatoes in it.
Thank you.
Potato. Yeah.
Yeah. Conductor, one thing that you were good, well, you're going to love a lot of stuff about your Florida trip, but when you go to, and Hello, Gelato can back me up on this, when you go to Hollywood Studios and you go check out Star Tours, you look at that pre-show queue and you're going to go, what the hell? Why don't we have this in California?
Yeah.
That the whole front area is so beautiful with the trees and like this, the ATST, I think is what it is. That's the smaller one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That one is sitting right there. And you're going, whoa, why don't we have this thing here? Okay.
Yeah, no. Oh, go ahead.
I'm so happy you're feeling better, Conductor. I'm so happy to be in your Conductor Sunday live streams. Okay, David.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, but going back to what you said, Mark. I've seen that, and
Oh, you
there,
too.
there's even issues with that because I love how they did that outdoor queue, but
Yeah.
right next to that you have the little stage where they used to have the Jedi battles where guests can, you know, get trained by the Jedi and then fight Darth Vader, and then they
Yeah.
got rid of that.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
and then now that's just another element just sitting there abandoned. And the problem I have with something like that is because they claim that the stage is unsafe to perform on. Well, okay, you're talking about a tiny little area next to an outdoor queue. Why don't you wall it off and fix it and then bring back the show? It's something that we lost during COVID
Yeah.
and never returned. And then it's just that would be so cool. That's what I'm talking about. You know, we are still suffering, at least in the domestic parks. We are still suffering from COVID and the Chapek area or era of as of today.
Oh,
And it's
yep.
sad.
Yep.
I think it's personally sad,
It
to be
sucks.
honest with you.
Mhm. Agreed.
Hot take. Honestly, we prefer Disney going back to Star Wars without a land. It was fine with just individual attractions. That is a hot take. Hot take.
Disagree.
Yes to keep for Star Tours in Florida. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Now, one more question. Do you think they'll ever add some sort of ride where it takes you on a boat ride through significant plant stores? No, I don't think so.
No, and oh,
Good question,
moreover,
though.
I don't want it.
But that's a good question, John. That's a
Yeah.
that's a good question.
Yeah, it's an interesting question.
Absolutely.
I would have never thought of it, but now that you put it in my head, I'm like, I don't know.
Okay,
Well,
so first reaction to Disneyland Handcrafted conductor.
Amazing.
so I agree with Udi on that statement. Absolutely phenomenal. I was able to watch it today,
Oh,
and I love it because it's crazy. It's crazy how they built Disneyland in 1 year, and then just all the stuff that happened in between the construction of Disneyland, and you know,
Oh man, yeah.
knowing what the standards are today, because Udi and I both know this, working in customer relations and him working in the construction field and with how we're kind of overseen by the Department of OSHA.
oh,
Some of the things they did building Disneyland would make your skin crawl. It's
oh
like,
yeah.
wait
I-
a second.
Tripping so
Oh my
hard. I'm
gosh.
like, holy,
It was wild.
Lord, like,
So wait a minute. Are you telling me both of you guys saw some violations?
Oh, dude.
it's an entire movie of violations, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my dude, I was laughing so hard. I'm like, yeah, I know none of that stuff would fly, none of it. When they were building the castle, right, Snow White's castle, these guys were on these little rickety scaffolding, which, mind you, by the way, I just want to make this comment, it made me chuckle. This scaffolding design has
Yeah.
not changed. It is the same.
Okay.
But I'm laughing. I'm like, hey, didn't I walk on that like last week? That's how it looked like to me. But oh no.
Oh, George
Oh,
went to the Red Carpet premiere in Burbank.
he did. And you know what's funny? Okay.
How in the world did you get those tickets?
Well, D23.
Oh, okay.
But what's funny, okay, you guys are gonna laugh at this. So literally him and his wife Abigail. So we were hanging at Disneyland, right? Me, him, and his wife were trying out some of the foods between DCA and Disneyland for the 2026 foodie guide. And
Oh,
so we were trying some foods, and after we hung out for several hours, him and his wife Abby took off to go to Burbank. Well, when he got there, And then he went through the whole event, and he called me later that night. He's like, dude, it was phenomenal. We saw so many actors and actresses there,
What?
celebrities, all sorts of stuff, content creators up the wazoo from the West Coast to the Midwest to the East Coast. It was phenomenal. Uh, um, they had some news channels there, but he's like, literally, I was the only guy wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Everyone else was in a suit or really nice dress clothes. He's
Love
like,
that.
I kind of felt like Waldo in the crowd that I
That is
kind of
awesome.
instead of being hidden in the crowd, I stuck out with like a sore thumb. But he's all like, it was so hilarious. And then he's like,
That's awesome.
he's like, literally how they did the presentation, and then they did the interview with the director. It was phenomenal. He said it was one of the best D23 experiences he's ever been to. It was absolutely phenomenal, and he was telling me some elements of the document series, the movie, and oh my gosh, he said, you know, out of all the D23 events, it was literally the best one. Um and when I saw it this morning, I can agree with Udi. Some of the wild things they did to build Disneyland in a year was absolutely phenomenal. But it shows, though, it shows how determined Walt Disney himself was to make his dream possible.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
things that, you know, as today's standards would not fly. It
No.
wouldn't. But he made it possible for us, the
Yeah.
citizens of Disneyland, to
Yeah.
experience the magic, to live in his footsteps, and it was phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah. Well said, Kendrick. Well said. And I think this might be required viewing for people that might be on the fence about Disneyland. Like,
Yep.
hey, I just don't get it. What do you think? What do you guys like this place? And it's just a bunch of rides and stuff for kids. But once you watch it and you take in how much of a labor of love this park was and is, and everything that these craftsmen put into it, and everything that they worked, you know, day and night for, you know, 365 days to get this thing up and running. And some of that stuff is still there. The original, I mean, most of it actually is real. Is there. It, to me, I think it kind of galvanizes my love for the park, and probably you guys' too. Like, this is just incredible.
Yep. And the one thing that, I mean, we all kind of know it, and we talk about it, you know, is how you feel ways that you don't always know why you're feeling. Why, I mean, you have this, you know, you're connected with the park, you're happy, you feel all these emotions, and we know that they're paying attention, but when you hear them talking about that, you hear Imagineers going, yeah, they made a very specific thing, that they had that in mind about, like, hey, we want to make sure the people with what we're doing here and building, where they're going to feel a way, and they may not understand why they feel it, but they're sure as heck going to feel it.
Yeah.
And when you hear that straight from them, I'm like, man, well, ladies and gents, I mean, home run. I mean, because they pulled that off. They at every level. So, Mark, you're absolutely spot on. Like, I text my best friend, right? I'm like, hey, I'm watching this. Watch it. Like, it's phenomenal. Watch it. And so I don't know. I gotta ask her if she's watched it yet. But yeah.
Oh, who did you text?
Christy. I texted right away.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, you need to watch this.
I'm surprised she hadn't seen it yet.
No, and then we started talking about the
trip
behind the attraction. No, behind the attraction.
Oh, okay.
In the Haunted Mansion, which is another good one. But yeah.
Yeah. The best part is they didn't have to wait for permits. No, they didn't. They just
they just went.
Yeah, I think it's better to ask for permission than forgiveness than it is permission.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm I'm glad this thing exists. I'm going to watch it again, not tonight, but
I just started it on my TV.
there were some moments where, like, my daughter was walking in and out of the room, and
Right.
I paused it. I'm okay, come in for a second, and then I go look at the train station, how it was in like the ticket booths, because she's never been alive when that wasn't DCA.
Right.
But I mean, I have a memory of that being a parking lot, and I know you do too, Udi. And I don't know about you, conductor, because I don't know how old you are, but we definitely have a memory of that park when it was
driving
just
up near the front gate.
Yep, and being dropped off right there.
Dropped out by the front gate, legit, like literally.
Yeah.
I have a vague remembrance of kind of pulling up towards the like a lot closer to the front gate, because obviously DCA wasn't built yet and it was still a parking lot.
Okay.
But I was a baby, so like I was like maybe 3 or 4 years old. So
the marquee,
I vaguely remember it.
Remember Mark going in the marquee, hanging to the right, and then going into the parking lot right there? Oh yeah.
Yep.
All that. Yeah.
And it would tell you the hours, hey, the 8 to 12 tonight or something like that. And what is this? What is this? Disney should make a construction ride where people get to operate some of the cool equipment.
So I kind of feel like they kind of did that, and maybe you guys would agree with me, or maybe you wouldn't. But isn't that what the Millennium Falcon is?
Oh yeah,
kind of.
Reading all right, kind of, sort of.
It kind of is. Did anything shock you or surprise you besides the OSHA violations?
Honestly, I'm surprised I was able to finish it because of the OSHA violations.
That's hilarious. Actually, for me, what shocked me, again, I was a baby, so I don't remember too much of it, but to see what it looked like when it first opened, and then seeing what it once was and what it's become today, that was fascinating for me. That was kind of like a shocker, and kind of analyzing it, because there were some parts that I had to kind of rewind and watch again, and kind of say, okay, this is what it used to look like. Now it looks completely different. So I think for me that was kind of the surprise in a way.
For sure. I kept okay.
Well, just let me say this. And the one thing that me being in construction, one of the things that I really kind of enjoyed was looking at the the construction aspect of it, but then looking at the techniques that they were using, I'm like, man, these are still used today. But that also being married with, look at how stuff is advanced. So that was very cool for me to kind of see, kind of like the artistry and the old school way of doing things, and how even you will see those even in today's modern construction.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool to watch. I'm like, how that hasn't changed. You know what I mean? Like, just the woodworking, how they cut this and how they set that and and all that kind of stuff. The concrete, so mind you, so that concrete, remember there's that spot where they're talking about how he was mad because they're using so much concrete to build the rocks, and how he's spraying it with a hose. Same. That hasn't changed at all. That is the same way they do all that today. And there's just little things like that. I'm like, that's the same. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Some of the heavy equipment, same kind of stuff.
The construction workers not having no restraints, cables, cherry pickers. There's this climbing, sliding, hanging with no protection. Even in I love that.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly right, Steve. That's what I was saying. It gives me a great appreciation of all the hard work that went to the park.
Well, see, it's funny that Expedition Steve mentioned that, because one of the things that we kind of joke around on Orange Grove 55 is that all of us in this theme park content, YouTube, social media space, we kind of take a different approach when it comes to the theme parks like Disneyland, Universal, and other theme parks, but mainly Disney and Universal. Um, and then you have the regular, as Orange Grove 55 calls it, the regular soccer mom family that doesn't really see the intimate detail and the hard work that goes into it. They just see the first layer of what they're looking at. And us as content creators, we kind of look at all levels, and we kind
Yeah.
of break it down. So when Expedition Steve mentioned that, it really kind of ties in what our space is about and how we break stuff down for people that, again, look at the first layer of things, and we look at all layers of things, and we kind of break it down. So I did appreciate how much work went into building Disneyland in a year, how much sacrifice they did, how much the workers worked their butt off to make it possible.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, if I was alive during that time, my gosh, I think I think if I was someone that was making decent money back then, I think I would bring a decent amount of food for the construction workers, because I have
Yeah.
to give 'em a round of applause. But my God,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think some of them actually work days on end, like 72 hours straight, and I honestly believe that. To build a whole theme park in a year, that's insanity, but it was
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Yes. What did I say? I would love to have been part of the making this park, making something that people enjoy every day. Yeah, absolutely. Um, One thing I really liked, a couple things. The first part was I love the problem solving. When they go, oh yeah, so we drained the Jungle Cruise. I mean, sorry, we filled the Jungle Cruise, and then the very next day it was all gone, evaporated. So I don't think there was a lot of panicking going on. They just said, okay, here's how we got to fix this,
Mm-hmm.
and they had ways to. I'm sure it's the same technology used in the rivers of America as well. Um, and I love that. I love that aspect. I love Bill Evans, the gardener, talking about stuff, because that guy doesn't get a whole lot of credit for everything that he's done. And that's another thing, is that just the park right now, to me, it's so beautiful with everything going on in there. I don't know. I would have loved to have been part of the staff like a month after the park opened. I mean, like part of like the president, or like part of the planning, saying, okay, we've been open for 30 days now. What can we get right for the next 30 days? What can we actually start working on now? Because Walt Disney just said he just basically like ran out of money. We just didn't have enough money to do everything.
Yeah.
So after they figured out it was like a success, I would have been like, okay, we got to get this, and this. And I love that stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's something that we take a look at and we analyze, because
Yeah.
Walt didn't, when he came to California to build Disneyland, he didn't have money. He didn't. And him and his brother Roy made it happen. And Roy was kind of like that financial aspect of the company, and handled the studios to a point, but mainly the financials. And that's
Yes.
when we talk about today about, the next CEO position for the Walt Disney Company. Should the Walt Disney Company consider going back to the dual CEO position,
Mm.
which is what started Disney to begin with Walt and Roy? It's not a cop out, because when you look at other companies, Comcast, Netflix, Warner Brothers, what's the common denominator that they all share? They share dual CEO positions. So for the Walt Disney Company to do the same, or consider doing the same, would not be such a bad idea. It wouldn't.
No,
No, I can't disagree with that.
So
I enjoy seeing everyone dressed up in fancy clothes. Yeah, that was awesome.
oh yeah.
No,
That's crazy.
yeah, that dual CEO concept, I like it. I just don't know if it's going to be feasible for now for Disney. I don't know. It
No.
seems like it should be. I mean, the company's definitely big enough that they
Yeah.
could have someone running the parks and all the theme or the sort of the guest experience stuff, and then one doing the studio side, right?
Well, I'm going to tell you this, Mark, that Udi has been consistent saying that the studio side of the Walt Disney Company has been hurting, and I think we can all agree with that.
Yes.
Hollywood is not getting any better, just in general. So I really think the dual CEO position would be a smart move here, because then you can have a studio person, maybe not maybe not someone within the company, but like Udi says, someone from
Yeah.
outside the company
Mhm.
that knows the studio side, that has a good track record, and bring them in and have them run the studio side. Because I think we can also all agree that the last couple of movies that have come from the Walt Disney Company have not done what they should have done. Like, for example, we had the Tron movie, we had the live action remake of Snow White, we had we
Zootopia,
had Fantastic Four, um even
Zootopia too was pretty good, but
yeah, even Avatar to a point
yeah.
really didn't hit the markers at the
Mhm.
beginning. So,
Mm.
you know, it wouldn't be such a bad idea, and it's not a cop out. The only reason they have been able to get away with having Bob Iger just solo is because he came from that type of environment, from the studio side, and he kind of integrated himself with the theme park aspect as well, but he had a broader knowledge of the studio side, and that's why he's been successful. But even before him, you had um Eisner and Wells as a dual CEO. So it's not a sign of weakness to go this route. It's not.
No, it isn't. It isn't. I mean, I think it makes sense. I would at least I would definitely entertain the thought if I'm on the board.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
for sure.
why not? Because the like Udi mentioned, if Walt Disney himself was alive today, seeing what the parks are going through, seeing what the studio's going through, I don't know if you would have a heart attack and and just be completely depressed and say, "What in the hell are you guys doing to my parks, my
Mhm.
studio? What are you doing to my name?"
Yeah.
So again, I think personally the dual CEO position would be a very positive step forward, and I personally think it's not a sign of weakness, and it would help the company across the board. Because I personally do not think that Josh tomorrow, even though he will do a phenomenal job, I think, for the parks and the entertainment aspect, I just don't know if he has enough knowledge or
Mhm.
if any knowledge at all to run the studio side.
Yep, it'll be interesting
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
he is picked. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Gelato George says, I'm going to go on. I'm glad to be able to join live. Absolutely, George. It's great having you
Thanks
contribute.
for stopping in.
Yeah. Anytime you want to come on our show, please let me know, or I'll reach out and we'll have you on. Would love to have you on to talk shop.
And,
Mhm.
and absolutely. And I want to give a big shout out to Hollow Gelato, because we were supposed to do this earlier in the month, but since I got sick, we are doing a live stream tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be an all-day live stream.
Oh,
We
is that
have,
tomorrow? Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we have like 30 topics to talk about, so it's going to be phenomenal. We're going to be
Awesome.
live all day.
Jeez. Okay. Well, we're better let you get some rest. Besides, we're at an hour and a half, which is good
Yep.
for us.
Yeah.
So at this point, I want to say, conductor, first off, I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad you came on tonight. enjoy talking to you. And I'm sorry that we missed you in Anaheim a couple of weeks ago. We will make it up and we will meet at some point, especially if Udi can get us a magic key.
Udi, come on, man.
We shall see.
We shall see. Yeah.
Spare me.
Yeah.
Shoot me a lifeline.
So listeners from the LTP, first off, do subscribe to our channel. We want to get to 80 followers. We're so organic here.
Yeah.
I know Conductor's got several thousand. We were like 76 or something like that. But we're going to get there. Okay. So Conductor, where can people find you?
Absolutely. You can find me on YouTube and Blue Sky at Theme Park Conductor, on Instagram at theme_park_conductor, on X at Theme Conductor, TikTok at Theme Park Conductor 1, and every Sunday at 5 or 7 p.m. for Conductor Sunday live stream, where we have amazing guests like the LTP Lounge crew, Orange Grove 55, and so many others as we break down Disney and Universal news. We speculate, we talk rumors, we interact with the chat interacts with us.
Awesome.
It's such a great time. And then programming note, we are going to have the one and only Hey Bricky on this Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's going to be an absolute amazing live stream as he advises me and Tommy from Tommy Toon World on our first time to Walt Disney World tips and tricks. And we're also going to break down one of his recent videos about Disneyland's third gate, which would be the Toy Story parking lot, and kind of pick his mind about that a little bit more. So it's going to be interesting.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Love to watch that. Yeah. All right. Udi, where can people find out more about you and follow you?
You can follow me on my Instagram page, which is HAXGOALIE. You can also follow me, obviously, both here on the LTP Lounge and the Leaving Today podcast. And lo and behold, rumor has it the Amanda show is coming back.
That's good.
I'll tell you guys more as that becomes more solid.
Yeah. Man, I have all those questions now that we're wrapping it up that I want to ask Conductor. So I'm going to have to save them for the next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so and as Udi said, you can catch us on the Leaving Today podcast. We're starting our 10th year. We're in the middle of our 10th year, starting right now. So episode 237 just dropped a couple of days ago.
Yep.
238 we got coming up this weekend. Even though Udi's going to be gone, we still got to carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll call in from the park for the quick review.
Could be.
Okay. So we're doing that. And then you can catch us every Wednesday night between 6 and 7 Indie time, where we've got excellent guests like Theme Park Conductor down below. Love this guy. And then we have OG55. He's coming on soon at some point. And then maybe George. And, of course, Lewis will come on whenever he's available. And
Steve.
Yes, Expedition Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, next Wednesday maybe we'll do a park review with Udi and have you guys on. And Conductor, you know, I don't need to invite you, but you are always welcome to join us. But I will remind you. But
no, 100%. You can always send me a message on Instagram, and if I'm available, I will definitely hop on.
Awesome, love to hear it. Okay, thank you so much for the conversation tonight. I enjoyed it. An hour and a half seems to fly by super fast whenever you're on, because it's like we can get going and going and going.
Yep.
And I suspect that when we do meet up, we're never actually going to be in the park, because we're never going to make it there. We're going to be talking around downtown Disney and having drinks and food. Yeah.
Oh, probably. And if anything, we probably won't even hit any rides. We'll be stuck on Main Street, USA, breaking down the with Udi, our construction expert.
Yes, absolutely. Do not stoke his ego, Conductor. That's my only advice. You will never hear the end of it. So, Conductor, are you going to be doing any reviews of the Lunar New Year food?
So I'm going to attempt to try to do so before I make it to Walt Disney World. So definitely look forward to that. I will keep everyone updated on that.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay, well, thanks again for joining us tonight. Go check out Conductor anytime. He's got a ton of content. Love it, love it. And then follow us on leaveittothepodcast.com and Instagram, Leave It To The Podcast. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. We love you, adventures out there, and we will see you in the parks.
See ya.